With its appearance in the last 5 Battlefield games, this gun has forged its path into the hearts of many Battlefielders. A fairly new weapon in the real world, yet a growing fancy in the United States military. Perhaps due to its similarities to the beloved AR-15 platform weapons, or its well-rounded capabilities. Either way, this gun has earned its mantle. Today we will examine and break down the M416 and the arsenal of Battlefield Hardline. To appreciate this weapon in its fullest in-game, one must understand its history in the real world as well as its history on the battlefield. In the 1990s, Heckler and Koch began their journey in creating one of the best assault rifles / carbines they could. However, the weapon was not finished and not put to use until 2004. Taking notes from the previous success from the G36, their experience in the XM8 rifle project, as well as their assistance in the modernization of the British Armed Forces SA-80 weapons into what is now known as the L-85 platformed weapons, H&K began work on a project they then called the HK-M4. However, this name was changed in response to a trademark infringement filed by Colt Defense. Thus, the name was changed to what we now know this weapon as, the HK-416, or in military use, the M416. In designing the M416, Heckler and Koch wanted to find a way to reduce malfunctions that had occurred in weapons such as the M4 and M16, as well as other AR-15 platform weapons, while increasing the longevity of the weapon's internal parts. This came about the implementation of a short-stroke piston design that cycles the bolt carrier instead of the direct gas impingement system used by the AR-15 models. This was able to prevent carbon buildup inside the bolt carrier, which could cause catastrophic failure if not properly maintained. Obviously, the M416's looks were based off of the iconic style of the M16 and the M4 weapons, yet applied changes such as improved railing systems and an ability to fire a variety of ammunition through a few simple quick change modifications. In 2004, the HK-416 was adopted as Delta Force's go-to weapon and replaced the long-time used M4. In-game, the M416 has seen the light of 5 Battlefield titles to date: Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and of course in the latest issue, Battlefield Hardline. In Battlefield Hardline, the M416 holds its own with ease and is considered one of the best assault rifles alongside the M16A3. At first, this weapon is only available for the criminals at a price of $43,800 in-game cash, and can later be obtained for the police after unlocking the weapon license with 1,250 kills with the weapon, and will cost you another $50,000. With a max damage of 28 hit points up to 40 meters and dropping down to 18 hit points at 60 meters, the M416 kills with 4 bullets up close and 6 bullets at range. Aside from having a fairly decent damage, the M416 is also blessed with the highest firing rate for an assault rifle or carbine, with 850 rounds per minute. In order to balance out this weapon's advantages, the weapon is given the second highest vertical recoil in its class, so the learning curve for this weapon can prove more difficult for those unaccustomed to higher recoiled weapons. The M416 has a magazine capacity of 30+1 in the chamber with a moderate reload of 2.21 seconds with ammunition remaining, and 2.6 seconds with ammunition depleted. This weapon is well suited in all situations and is considered a jack of all trades. With its ability to reach out 40 meters before damage begins to drop, this weapon proves its worth, and having such a high firing rate, this weapon is able to hold its own when you're up close and personal. Of course, the ability to use this weapon in different situations comes down to a person's experience with the weapon and will only get better with time as you use the gun. As for attachments, I recommend using an angled foregrip as it reduces the initial first shot recoil and can help dramatically when trying to burst people at range. I also recommend the heavy barrel as it also will help reduce the recoil and increase accuracy to make control much more manageable, but this will decrease your maneuverability while using the weapon. As for an accessory, I use the extended mags because although it only adds 3 extra bullets, these can be very helpful in those awkward situations where you aren't shooting quite as accurately as you may have liked. Also, the other accessories provided are very gimmicky and not near as useful on this particular weapon. As for sights, I'd recommend a 1x RDS or holographic because this weapon's recoil does not suit very well with higher zoom optics. Final verdict: This gun has an amazing history in reality and in game, and is very effective in most ranges, and very rightfully has been given the title of best gun in Battlefield Hardline by most people. That has been all for this review of the M416. If you guys have enjoyed, please leave a rating. That would help the series out tremendously. And if you guys have any recommendations for the next episode, please leave that in the comment section down below. As always, this has been Lupus, and I hope you guys will join me on the next episode as we take a look at another weapon in our arsenal.